Happy New Year, everybody out there. Happy New Year to the Behind the Bench Sports Network family, the bench crew. Happy New Year to our subscribers. Happy New Year to anybody that's new, that's looking to subscribe to some smart sports talk. This video right here, man, I want to talk about scores. And it's not just about scores, but I want to kind of teach some people when it comes to scoring, how do you make your team better? See, you got people out there that believe Kobe Bryant was a shot jacker. He was a ball hog. All this brainwashing stuff. Either they didn't watch the games, or they didn't understand what they were seeing when they was watching the games, or they was just strictly brainwashed by other fans saying the same thing. They did not have a high IQ when it came to watching basketball. See, when you're a scorer, you got some people that can score the ball easy, but they don't make nobody better. And you got people that can score the ball that can actually make people better. Actually play in a system. And occasionally, go ISO when it's needed. But they'll play in a system and use the talent around them to help them score, and their scoring will help those players around them also. See, it's only really two players in the modern NBA that was able to score at will and make their teammates better. That's Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. And we got some self-proclaimed scorers, or people want to call them scorers because they got numbers, but they don't make the people around them better. And that's a LeBron James, a Kevin Durant. There's others out there. They don't know how to, you got some that just score, but they cannot make the people around them better. So I'm gonna give y'all a couple examples. Now, when it came to Kobe wanted to win. That was the most important. He wanted to win. He wanted to win, and he wanted to embarrass his opponent, and he wanted to win championships. They felt, same thing with Michael Jordan. They felt that they didn't need a whole lot of talent to win, because they was so good at scoring that they could will any team to victory because what they did on the court. See, when it came to Kobe and Jordan, they was just on a whole nother level. Yeah, you got players that was able to score like a Allen Iverson, a Tracy McGrady, and they really did not elevate their teams to be better, the players around them better. They scored, and like for example, Allen Iverson, he scored a lot in Philadelphia. The team won, but he was not making people better. The team was constructed around him. He was the main scorer. He'll have a little bit of help with Larry Hughes and Aaron McKee. And they was a solid defensive team. They was a better defensive team than offensive team. Okay? So when you really look at it, only real high basketball IQ fans could see the difference. Tracy McGrady, same type of scorer. Very good scoring, but didn't use the other players around them to make them great, right? And like I said, I'm going to give y'all a couple of examples. And let me start off with, let me continue with McGrady. Like, McGrady played with Yao Ming, right? Yao Ming, great center. Really good center. If it wasn't for the feet problems and the leg problems, he would have been a top, I think he probably would have ended up a top 30 player. Maybe top 35 NBA player. But with McGrady, it was other players on that team that didn't really shine, right? Because he was scoring, but the team wasn't improving. But when it came to Kobe, and I remember listening to Kobe in an interview, and Kobe said, there's games where I got to come out scoring. But it's games where I could let everybody else cook, which made our team better. So, he'll say something like, I have to play against Paul Pierce, knowing that Paul Pierce, and this is early Paul Pierce, this ain't big three Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. This was Paul Pierce early, mid-2000s, 2004, 2003, he will have to go, he said, I will have to go at Paul Pierce, and I may shoot 40 shots. Don't matter if I'm making them all or if I'm missing them all. I'm betting that my conditioning is better than Paul Pierce conditioning. See, because me taking that many shots and him having to guard me is going to weaken their team offensively. See, what a lot of people don't understand, when you got to play both sides of the ball, it takes a lot out of you, especially if you're the primary scorer. And that's what made Kobe so great. Kobe will shoot, but he'll also take the other team's best player out of the game. So it's making his team better by playing defense. So if he shot 40 or 35 shots that night against Paul Pierce, he knows out of those 35 to 40 shots, Paul Pierce is going to be guarding him at least 20 times that game. You see what I'm saying? Up and down the court. He's going to have to guard him at least 20 times, depending on who else was coming off the bench, because, with those Laker teams, they had Lamar Odom and Paul and I ain't gonna say Paul Gasol, because Paul Gasol wasn't there yet, but Lamar Odom, Caron Butler, Kobe, I want to say, who was the center? Mims. I want to say Mims was the center. Luke Walton come off the bench. So Paul Pierce will have times where he had to guard Kobe, especially with Paul Pierce being a competitor. See, Paul Pierce didn't back down from the smoke. He wanted to guard the best player also. So now, him guarding Kobe, and Kobe knew that Paul Pierce was a competitor and he was going to have to guard him, he would take 35 to 40 shots that night. knowing that Paul Pierce was going to guard him for at least 20 of those shots. So that was going to tire him out. But once he got tired, Kobe would show, it would show in the fourth quarter. Now Paul Pierce ain't able to hit the big shots. Kobe's able to hit the big shots. He's able to close the game out because he bet on his conditioning was a lot more than Paul Pierce conditioning. You see what I'm saying? Or what Kobe would do, he knew, okay, for us to have a chance to win tonight, I got to get other people going. I may not try to score in the first quarter. I'll pick and choose my moments. You see what I'm saying? And Jordan was the same way. Jordan did the same thing. He'll pick and choose his moments. You know, he'll let Scottie, Kukoc, take majority of the shots in the quarter. But when Kukoc and Scottie did not have it going and they needed to keep the lead, depending on what team they was playing, he'll score 14 points in a row. Kobe would do the same thing. He'll let, for the team to look good in the fourth quarter and get everybody's confidence going, he'll let Samaki Walker get a couple shots in the first. Now Samaki Walker feels like he's involved in the game. Or Chris Mims will feel like he's involved in the game. Lamar Odom will feel like he's involved in the game. Caron Butler will feel like he's involved in the game. Because now they got it going. So now they're more invested to play defense throughout the game. Come on, man. If you ever played basketball, I don't care. It could be high school, it could be rec league, it could be your neighborhood park or gym. When you're playing and you're putting your all out there and you're not getting the ball, how do that make you feel? When you're not getting the ball, especially if you're not getting the ball in spots where you know you thrive at, how that make you feel if you don't get no shots? You don't feel invested in the game. You don't try as hard. You start off, but by the middle of the game, you don't run up and down the court. Ain't nobody passing you the ball. You don't feel invested. Remember, you out there, you ain't getting paid for this. You want to feel like you are part of the game. So what Michael and Kobe did great was get other people involved in spots where they know that they can achieve, and then they play defense. Because if the teammates seen them playing defense, then they was gonna play defense. But they all knew that fourth quarter is Michael and it's Kobe. I let y'all dudes eat. I spotted, I hit a couple shots here and there, but now it's my turn to close this game out, and I may have to take about six or 8 shots in this fourth quarter alone. Not forcefully, but if we're down by 6, by 4, I got to make sure we're up by 4 and up by 6. See, I like Kevin Garnett. I like KD. I like KD, right? I was a KD fan, but then I started really looking at his game, and I'm like, okay, so everybody, you take pride in being called the greatest player, the unguardable player. He could get his shot off on anybody. He's one of the greatest scorers. Is he really? Is he really? I'm still waiting on more games where he's just putting up 35 points every night, going on a scoring binge, like we witnessed Kobe and Michael do, that led to W's. Don't matter who else was on the floor. See, it was not a lot of games where Jordan and Kobe only scored 6 points or 5 points in the fourth quarter alone and lost the game. See, we don't witness that with Kevin Durant. if you're this player that could get his shot off on anybody, 7 foot tall, got nice handles, could get to the rim, can't nobody bother your shot, your release is high, why are you not dominating? Why are you not taking over when you're supposed to? See, some players don't have killer instinct. You can't mix killer instinct with clutch. It's two different things. It's not the same thing. Clutch is taking shots, and your likelihood of making that shot no matter what the situation is, most likely you're gonna make it because you are a clutch performer. Killer instinct is, the next 10 points, I'm gonna score the next 10 points. And I'm gonna be efficient doing it. And there ain't nobody on the other team that can stop me. Ain't no double team, ain't no triple team. If it's a triple team, I know who to give the ball to that's gonna make the play if they try to triple. But if I gotta take a shot being doubled, me taking a shot being doubled is greater than somebody else that's open that may not have a high shooting percentage like me. My shooting percentage in a double team is either higher or at the same as a player that's open that's on the court with me at the same time. So I'm gonna trust myself before I trust that other player. You see what I'm saying? Killer instinct is, it's time to close this game out. I can't be stopped. Ain't nothing y'all can do. I'm the best player on the court. I make all the money. So I'm going to go ahead and take over. Thank you. Game over. Right? That's what Kobe and Michael excelled at. Where you see a lot of players, they score a lot of points. You see the Trae Youngs, they score a lot of points. You see the Lukas, they score a lot of points. But why are they not winning? Because they got the formula to have a good team to win. A lot of it got to do with defense. See, defense and scoring go hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. And that's why Jordan and Kobe could have the least amount of talent on the team and still elevate that team. I'm not saying that they elevate that team to win a championship, but they can elevate that team to win when they ain't expected to win, or they can compete with teams that have way more talent than what they had. You see what I'm saying? So with that said, when it came to Kobe and Jordan, they knew when to take over. They knew when to let other players get their shots. They pick and choose when they needed to score. They knew it was important to get the players that they had on the team the ball where they would be able to strive their comfortable shots. Kobe wasn't giving Luke Walton an open three and expecting Luke Walton to hit a high percentage in open three when that was not his game. Luke Walton game, he was better on the post with a side cleared out for him. That's where he really was able to thrive. I'm not saying that he could not hit occasional three, but why would Kobe give him the ball just because he's open around the three-point line and expect for him to hit those threes all the time? That didn't make his team better. What made his team better is, okay, I'm being double teamed. Go ahead. I'm going to be double teamed on the wing. They're going to double team me. Luke, I need you to be on that block. I'm going to pass you the ball. And now you're capable of scoring because you're comfortable of scoring there. Or I'm going to pass you the ball on the baseline and you're capable of score shooting a 15-foot jumper. Same thing with Michael. He knew where to give Kukoc the ball. He knew if he could give Pippen driving to the basket, the ball, he was going to be able to score. Not saying that Pippen couldn't hit a three. He could hit an occasional three here and there, but Pippen driving to the basket, slashing through the basket, Michael knew that's where he needed to get him the ball because he done did so much scoring. So now the double team is on him, and now it's time to make the right play. But they're making the right play is giving the people the ball where you know that they are capable of scoring. Not every open shot don't mean it's a good shot. See, because somebody may be shooting the ball that ain't good, like me. Let me use, like, a lot of y'all don't use y'all simple logic when y'all play basketball. If you're not a three-point capable shooter, why would you shoot a three? Because you're open. But if you know you're better 2 feet in, on the block, on the elbow, free throw extended, you're capable of making those shots before you're capable of making an open three. So now when you look at like a player like LeBron and they're playing, like, this is what a lot of people don't understand. LeBron will get a lot of his points in the first and second quarter. And then depending if the team is winning or losing, you'll see what he'll do in the fourth quarter. If they're losing, he's gonna stat pad, especially if he didn't score. If he's hovering around 18 points, 18, 16 points by the fourth quarter, and the game is out of reach, trust me, he's gonna bump it up. He's gonna try to score 25 points in that fourth quarter, even though they're down by 15, 20 points. You see what I'm saying? So now when people look at the box score, they're like, oh, LeBron did his job once again. No, those points was not impactful. See, instead of letting other players on the court eat in the first and second quarter, get them involved, and LeBron, you play defense, which will help the team. Nah, he's worried about getting his points because he knows that's what pumps the narrative. That's what pumps his fans to believe that he's doing something. LeBron played against Golden State 4 straight years in a row with the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? They had Kevin Love. Everybody says Kevin Love is, he was a bum, he was a scrub, but Kevin Love wasn't used properly. See, Kyrie, whoever was the number 2, they're going to eat. Whoever's that LeBron's number 2, they're going to eat the way they want to eat. If it's ISO, they're going to shoot the ball where they want to shoot the ball. But if they get that third score is supposed to sacrifice their game and be the scapegoat. See, but the thing is, why would you play a team 4 straight years in a row and play them the same offensively every single year? That's like playing video games, right? We all done played a video game and you get to the final boss and you do the same combination that don't never get you to the next level. Why do you keep doing the same combination? It's not working. You need to switch up your strategy. See, what they should have did, and they probably could have beat Golden State, because a lot of y'all would think, oh, Golden State was just unbeatable. They was the most unbeatable. They won. Nah, but the Clippers, who did not have no superstar on their team, took them to 6 games. Houston took them to 7 games. 1 year, 6 games the other year. Memphis took them to 6 games during this 4-year run. It's teams that took them to 6 games, but when they played against Golden State, they out in 4 and 5 games. Super team, they're out in 4 and 5 games. The only time they win 7 games and won is when they got Draymond Green suspended. I believe all the other games was sweeps or gentleman sweeps, which is 5-game series. But what they should have did, and you could go back to Basketball Reference, you can look this stat up. Kevin Love was only averaging 12 shots a game. LeBron and Kyrie was both averaging like 22, 23 shots a game. Kevin Love was only averaging 12 shots a game. Out of those 12 shots, 6 of them was three-point attempts. But if you play Kevin Love in his comfort zone and then try to change him, you would have got more impactful Kevin Love. If he would have took 3 3-point attempts a game, and if LeBron was able to get to the rim without having a clogged up lane, like all the other greats was able to do, then LeBron probably would have won a lot more championships. But that's not what happened. Everybody knew they need that lane to be unclogged for LeBron to drive down to the rim. They need to set a high pick and let him get a full hit of steam and get to the rim. That was not working. See, that's when you say he's a scorer. See, he's not making nobody else better. Because if he was making other people better, Kevin Love would have been getting first of all, he wouldn't be taking 12 shots a game. He would have been taking at least 16 shots a game. His shot attempts would have came down. See, Kobe, Michael, when they knew who they was playing against, they didn't have to take a whole lot of shots. They're going to take 18 to 20 shots a night. Because they knew, I might, throughout the year, I probably was taking 22, 24 shots. But against this opponent, I need Lamar Odom because he got the advantage to score more. I got Paul Gasol. I know he needs to get more touches to score more. So my scoring needs to come down and I need to be more efficient. I may need to get to the rim a lot more than take outside jumpers. I need to get to the foul line a lot more. See, with LeBron, Kevin Love should have been taking 16 shots. Kyrie and LeBron's total should have dropped down a little bit more. 20 shots a game instead of 22. That's where he gets the extra 4 shots. If they both was averaging 22 shots a game, you take 2 shots less from Kyrie, 2 shots less from LeBron. You add those 4 shots to Kevin Love, his 12 shots turn to 16 shots. So now he's capable of saying, you know what? We want you to still take 6 shots from the 3, but we want your 12 other shots to come on the block in mid-range. And now it hurts Golden State because they would not have nobody to answer Kevin Love on the block, on the mid-range. And he was a good enough passer. If LeBron flashed to the rim, playing off ball that he did not know how to play, then it would have been more easier buckets. So it would have been more easier buckets for LeBron. The offense would have been more open if they ran a traditional type of offense instead of 4 out and 1 in. And let me get my numbers so I can look good and I don't get no blame. On top of, I'm not going to help y'all out on defense because it's all about me. As long as I don't get no blame for the loss, see, that means he's not confident in himself. See, a person that feels like they got to score a whole lot and don't have impactful scoring, they're not confident in themselves. See, if you can't take over in the fourth quarter, you're really not confident in yourself because you don't want none of the blame when you do try to take over and you can't hit the shots. You're not confident in yourself. You're not able to close the game out. You're too worried about what people's going to say on social media, what the media is going to say about you. Kobe didn't care. If he shot 40 shots and they won, they won. But people will make it seem like, oh, Kobe shot a lot of shots, but and he shot a bad percentage, but they lost, but they won. They'll try to spin it and make it seem like it was a bad thing. Being a Laker fan, being a Kobe fan, I was to the point, I don't care how many shots he took and what his shooting percentage was at the end. Did we get the W? See, because it was at a time where LeBron was with, and even KD was doing this. They would not shoot as many shots and wanted to keep the same, like a high shooting percentage, right? It didn't matter if they won or lost. They didn't care. See, that's not making your team better. You want to make, it don't matter. As long as I got my 28 points, I'm good, win or lose. Because my fans is going to put the blame somewhere else, and me owning the media is going to do the same thing. Kobe on the other hand, Jordan on the other hand, hey, it'll be games where Kobe will score 45, Jordan will score 45. And they would lose. And then the media would ask them questions after the game. Well, you scored 45 tonight. How you feel about it? We didn't win. We didn't win. I could care less about that 45. We didn't win. And they put the blame on themselves. See, LeBron, KD, they don't like to put the blame on themselves. They want to put the blame on everybody else instead of themselves. They want to put it on the next man. Well, I got my points. I scored 28, had 8 assists, 7 rebounds. I did my job. Nah, if you a scorer, you supposed to go out shooting to get the W. Oh, you only took, 5 shots in the fourth quarter because the game was tight and you didn't want to go to the free throw line? You didn't want to shoot these free throws? Oh, you didn't want to be part of the blame. So you got your 28 and now you good. You straight, right? That don't help your team. See, real scorers go out and shoot and play defense and get other people involved where they could get the ball and score, and they pick and choose throughout the game when they need to score and when they need to let other people score. But when it's fourth quarter time, it's my time to shine. I'm the best player on the court. Unless we have a mismatch, then we're going to go ahead and exploit the mismatch. And that's what Kobe did in those finals where everybody tried to get Shaq. Well, Shaq won the finals MVP. But did y'all watch the rest of the series where Kobe had to carry the team versus better teams? You know, it's funny how Kobe had big series versus Portland, and Portland was the best team in the league. Not the team they faced in the finals. Same thing with the Sacramento Kings. They was the best team in the league, not the team they faced in the finals. And I don't recall, or San Antonio was the best team in the league, not the team that they faced in the finals. See, this is what they don't want to tell you. See, Shaq in 99 shot 49% from field goal versus Tim Duncan and David Robinson. But Kobe had a good series 3 years in. He had a good series. He did what he was supposed to do. They got swept, but Kobe did what he was supposed to do 3 years into the league. But Shaq is supposed to be this, one of the best 5 centers to ever do it, right? If you ask Shaq, he's one of the best 5 centers. But Shaq didn't never elevate his game versus the big competition. See, what y'all see is, he looked good against the Nets. He looked good against Indiana. He looked good against Philadelphia. But they wasn't the best teams. They was only the best team in the East, but they wasn't the best team throughout. So yeah, Kobe knew, I could go, there was nobody on that Philadelphia team that could stop Kobe. It was nobody on that Nets team that could stop Kobe. And it was nobody on that Indiana team that could stop Kobe. But Kobe knew, since he's a great scorer, Shaq needs to eat. Shaq needs to eat. Because winning is all that matters. Championships is all that matters. Real great superstars in any sport, they're not worried about the numbers. They're not worried about the media. There's only one thing that they care about, and that's championships. Look at Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods could care less on how many golf tournaments he won, how much money he was making. He wanted the majors. That's all that mattered to him, was majors. Serena Williams, majors. They could care less about all that individual type of stuff. That's going to come if you win that championship. But the years that they did not win a championship, mainly Kobe, he didn't put the blame on everybody else. He put it on himself, and he said, we'll come back better. And that's what he did. They came back, and they won. But I'm going to go ahead and end this. I just wanted to talk about this. If you have anything to say in the comments, go ahead and say what you need to say in the comments, and we can go back and forth in the comments. Until then, like and subscribe. Shout out to the bench crew. Happy New Year to everybody out there. One love. I'm out.